Question 8 of part 2 says, rewrite each of the following radical expressions as an equivalent exponential expression in which each variable occurs no more than once. So part A has the square root of 8x squared y. So we're taking the square root of this whole thing, so we can rewrite this as 8x squared y all to the power of 1/2, because that means to take the square root of it all. And now we can apply this 1/2 into each of our terms because they're all multiplied by each other, so we can do that. So we have 8 to the power of 1/2 times x, and in this case we already have an exponent of 2 on x, so when we multiply 2 times 1/2 we get x to the power of 2 over 2, and multiplying it in, or putting it in on the y, we have y to the power of 1/2. Okay, so let's simplify this a little bit. 8 to the power of 1/2. If we want to simplify that, we can say that 8 is can be rewritten as 2 to the power of 3, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. And then we keep that 1/2 exponent on the outside. For the case of x, 2 over 2 simplifies to 1, so we just have x to the power of 1. And we still have this y to the power of 1/2 here. What we can do here is we have 2 to the power of 3 all to the power of 1/2. So in this case we multiply the exponents. So this can be rewritten as 2 to the power of 3 over 2. X to the power of 1 is just x, and y to the power of 1/2 is as much as we can simplify that. So this is our answer to part A. Part B, what we have is the 5th root of 96x cubed y to the 15 z to the 6. And again, we can rewrite this as 96x cubed y to the 15 z to the 6 all to the power of 1/5, because we're taking the 5th root of this whole thing. So what we can do here is we can split up 96 into 2 factors, where one of them you can take the 5th root of it easily and it will be a nice whole number. So how we can do that is by splitting 96 up into 32 times 3. So 32 times 3 is 96, and 32 we can take the 5th root of it easily. So I'll leave that way and write the rest of it. We have x cubed still times y to the 15 times z to the 6 all to the power of 1/5. So now putting this 1/5 exponent into each of our terms gives us 32 to the power of 1/5 times 3 to the power of 1/5. X, we have an exponent of 3 on x, so this we will multiply the exponent, so we get x to the power of 3 over 5. And again with y, we multiply the exponent, so we get y to the power of 15 over 5. And with z, same thing, we multiply the exponent, so we get z to the power of 6 over 5. Okay, we can simplify this now. So the 5th root of 32 is 2. So 2 to the power of 5 would be 32. So this can simplify to 2. And 3 to the power of 1/5, we can't simplify that anymore, so we'll leave it as is. X to the power of 3/5, again, we can't simplify that any. But y to the power of 15 over 5, 15 divided by 5 is 3, so this simplifies to y to the power of 3. And this last term, leave it as z to the power of 6 over 5. Okay, so that's the answer to part B, and those are the answers to question 8 of part 2.